Hello, guys, and welcome to another episode of XP to Profit, where we are playing games, RLCraft specifically, and testing the ORB strategy on the markets. We had we yesterday we had our first official TP on the channel, so it was a great day to yesterday. And today is Friday, and we're going to see what the market is going to do to us. I don't know, Fridays do have this tendency to be a bit difficult for me, but we will see. The gold throughout the night did fall quite a bit, but I'll do the analysis this afternoon before we are going to trade the opening range. Okay, so to go to the DAX, to get the DAX here, let me just get my lines and my zone, and then we are going to wait for market open and trade that three. So we are busy forming the candle where we should begin to take draw the range again. So it's 0725 my time, or server time. It's 0825 my time. So that is our beginning point, and from here we are going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles. That will be the range, and we are going to trade it. If it's breaking out above the range, we're going to look for a long, and if it's breaking beneath the range, we are going to look for a short. We had a very good short yesterday, and yeah, it hit TP. There was, let me, while we are busy, I moved this range now so quickly. There was more than one entry, so that was the range more or less. So we hit entry here, TP here. We entered here a short, and we hit TP over here. So you could have gotten more trades yesterday with this strategy. So we would have hit TP, re-entered when we saw the rejection over here and here. It never broke out above the range. This is a clear rejection candle over here, and you could have entered a short. This would have been a perfect entry for another short. It came and retested it. So if you're like me, it might have triggered your break even. Again, that is something I am working on. But if not, if you left your stop loss on the opposite side, you would have all this profit. But anyway, it was a good trade nevertheless. So let us it's over there. So we are beginning with the opening range. So we are going to wait a couple of minutes, and while we wait, we are going to play some game. Just an update on the EA. Throughout the night it did enter buys, and we got a lot of break even buys. But unfortunately now for this morning, it did enter buys as well, but it is quite volatile. So let me show you, for example, over here. Okay, so over here we did enter a buy. Unfortunately for these three candles, it came and took out my stop loss. But as you can see, just after that, it went and hit it would have hit the TP if it wasn't for the stop loss. Same on the 1 minute. 1 minute we entered the buy here, but because of it pulled up, had this little retracement, so it took me out on break even. My break even kicked in here, so it just took me out, and then unfortunately it would have hit TP, but unfortunately it took me out before that trade, or before that TP was hit. So that is the thing for break even. It tends to take you out too quick when it comes to the trading or the entry. But anyway, so back to RLCraft. We died, I think, like 3 or 4 times yesterday. So I've lost all my armor. So our goal is to just get back on track. Let me just quickly do this. There we go. Okay. So the goal is to get my tools and my iron armor and everything back. I don't have spare iron, so I need to mine. So we're going to start by, let me just take some food with me. We're going to start by getting normal tools again. I just want to get, I actually haven't cut down a tree. Oh, I've lost my wooden axe, but we can make one quickly. Okay. Okay, so I got a axe. I just want to get some wood in order to get some planks and sticks. I'll show you how it works in RLCraft. So now we got wood. Now I need to place it. And then take my axe, right click, then I get planks. And after I got planks, I do it again. And axe again, and now I can get sticks. This is one way to get sticks. The other way is for me to mine the leaves, and then over there I get a stick. The other way is to get a saw, and I do have to say that is a quite nifty way to get planks and sticks. It's very effective. Okay, I need to go and get, oh, I do have sticks now. Okay, there is my cobblestone. Just want to get my tools so that we can embark on the journey we had planned in the previous video, and that is to go back to the desert biome, and there is some iron armor there, and we need to get a diamond. And that is one thing. We need to get a diamond and some... Where is the waystone? That side. And some golden ingots to make the soul gazer. After we made the soul gazer, I am going to try and capture a rock. That is a flying mount. Okay, I don't have any water with me, that's fine. Okay, that is a flying mount so that we can use the soul gazer on it to get the required knowledge points to tame it so that we can mount it. Sorry, that sneeze again. Okay, so over here is a helmet and some boots, and in here I believe was leggings. Problem with, I'm going to take these apples with me. The problem with the desert biome is that I can get hypothermia quite easily. As you can see, that little fiery red ball is indicating that I am very hot. I actually can get some grapes. This is just to replenish some of my water when I am in need of water, so then I can eat some grapes and it does replenish water or my thirst, and it gives me hunger again there. Okay, so we have hypothermia. I need to cool down a bit. I don't think this is going to be very effective. So if that little guy on the right hand side of the screen, if my... Oh no, that's not helping. Okay, I might die here again. If my head is getting red on that little... If my head is getting red while I have hypothermia... Why am I still getting hypothermia? I'm going to die. At least let me die in my house. If my head is getting red, sorry. If my head is getting red, I am going to die. It's a few more damage clicks or hits, then it is bye-bye me again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to eat some grapes. Hopefully I get my healies, or a healie, and then I can heal, or I'm going to sleep. That would be fine as well. And then we are going to embark on the journey. So there's a dragon that side, and it did kill me. I just played around with it at one stage. I had to at least get one hit in, and I actually did. So I am very proud of me. I am going to cut down this tree. Okay, so I am also at a point where I'm going to need to do some storage management. And that is one thing that I am struggling with, to keep my storage in order, or like, yeah, in order and to organize my storage. Okay, guys, I believe we are ready for this. This is not going to help me at all. Except I can get one more point and then I can use that. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the desert biome and then just run in that direction. See, those jousts, and it's the same with the krakens. Sometimes they attack me, and sometimes they don't. So I don't know why. Hey, this is actually a good place to cool down. We have a dragon there as well. And I think this was a swamp biome. No. So I'm not very keen for a swamp biome, but we have to do it. We need to get another village. Just want to get some planks with me or for me. We need to get to another village or building. Hopefully a village first. Then we can get another waystone. That's like a checkpoint. And then hopefully on our way or near to that village we will get another building to there's iron there. The dragon was here. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to craft a boat. And then I am going to sail in the swamp. Luckily this is not the open ocean. I do hope. Because if it was the open ocean, we would have had to deal with... Okay, these birds are... yeah. This is not... No, I'm going to die. I didn't expect them to... Okay, hopefully the tree will cover me. Holy shit. Leave me alone, please. How can they hit me? It's poison. Oh, it's a... Oh. Okay, so there you go. I've lost everything again. Don't believe I'm going back there. Okay. So, why I said that's not a bad thing is I know where to get them, and I need those feathers or those little... It's iron feathers they shoot at me. So I need those feathers to make a avian saddle. But I'm just getting sick and tired of losing everything the whole time. I didn't see it was a jacked up. I don't know what you call it. Let me see. It's a no. There is some Yeah, okay. I can't find it now. But I didn't see it was a jacked up one, and I'm calling it a jacked up. It's just when it has that particles floating around it, it is very powerful. I'm going to take these two for now. So there we go. I've lost my leggings and my boots and my iron helmet again. You guys, this is the joy of RLCraft. Okay, let's just reset quickly. So that side is a dragon. I believe that side was the desert biome. So I think we can go that side. The only problem with that side is it's a snowy biome, and I believe we are getting close to winter. That's why I've been collecting white wool. So why I have been collecting white wool is in order to make warm clothes, a wool coat, wool leggings. No. So I have my outfit, my wool outfit, in case it gets very, very cold. I'm going to take some steak with me. I need to get a cow farm going and a sheep farm. But I think I'm going to leave that for the grinding session. And then when you guys comes back, or when you see the gameplay again, you will see we have a farm going and hopefully farms going and all that stuff. Okay, so I'm running in this direction to hopefully get other buildings and iron and a village. I have very limited resources with me, and the reason why is because I am tired of dying and losing everything. Every time I get my gear, I tend to lose it because I am dead. And this is one of the very familiar scenarios that you go through when you're playing RLCraft. Oh, this is cool. I have bread and shovel. Okay, so I do have a furniture. I forgot to take a sleeping bag. Oh, that's nice. But I can take this bed with me. But anyway, so I am taking very few I am very cautious because it tends to have traps. That is one thing about RLCraft, is you think you can load some of loot chests and then it is a trap and then you die. Honestly, that's as easy as that. Okay, so we are busy with the 4th candle on the decks open. So it's not time yet. Okay, running towards the side. Anyway, so this is really the beginning of RLCraft, is that you do die a lot. You lose all of your items very quickly. That's why I told you not to. We shouldn't hold on to our XP, so you need to spend your XP as fast as possible. I'm going to get ready to sleep here. I actually had the dogs. I should have brought them along. There we go. There's the name for the bird. I didn't see it now. Okay, but yeah, we had a very good spawn, actually, and I am so glad about that. And so this is going to happen a lot, especially when you go, if you get a place where you have a little safety house and a village and all that stuff. Hopefully a dragon doesn't come and destroy it, but if you get a little safety place like that, it is best to just level up your character within the boundaries of that village and not explore too far. Unfortunately, we need to do it now because we're on the lookout for diamond and golden ingots. There's another dragon. Holy crap. A lot of cows and fire, please. Yeah, I'm going to run away. Night rabbits. And now we're in the snowy biome. Really. I'm not going to go to the snowy biome. Yeah, there is villages, but it's not the same. It's like Eskimo types of vibe. So I'm going to leave that. And there's an ice dragon there as well. Most of the times. So that is something we are looking for. Okay, we have a new village. So, hopefully, I don't know if I told you, but one of the spawns when I basically had training for this, I just got myself familiar with everything in RLCraft. There was one world that I spawned in, and it was battle towers upon battle towers upon battle towers. Literally everything was, not everything, but every, let's say 10 to 20 blocks that rendered in had a battle tower. So it was nice when I got to a point where I can loot them, but I didn't even dare going near it because I die so quickly. This house is floating. How do I see that now? So again, RLCraft, you get this. It happens. It is like, I don't know why. We have diamonds. I can't believe it. In a simple place like a blacksmith. Guys, this is very rare. I'm going to take this katana with me. And this. I have never gotten any diamonds with a block or with a, what do you call it, a forge or a blacksmith's place. So we are very, very fortunate. Yay. It means I should go back and store them immediately. There is the waystone. So I'm going to store them first. And then we can return and explore some more. Okay, this is going good. Hopefully the trading today goes the same. Okay, let me just, speaking of which, we are on the last. Let me put this in a special place. I'm going to leave this here as well. And obsidian, we'll do it there. I actually have iron inside. Okay, so speaking of which, we are almost ready. Okay, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is then the range. I'm going to put the zone there. Okay, now we wait. It is going to be interesting. While we wait, let's do a quick higher time frame analysis. Okay, we are still on that support. I am again going to favor a long. Definitely a long. So hopefully it gives me the opportunity to take a long here. I really do hope so. So we have 4 more minutes to, or this candle will determine hopefully what we are going to do. I know I shouldn't have a bias, I shouldn't form a bias, but I mean, you still have common sense when you're still trading the strategy. If you're totally new to trading, it is still a profitable strategy. You can still have profitable trades if you do the strategy and you keep within the rules of the strategy. So we're not going to jump the gun and take a long or a short here just for the fun of it. We're going to wait for a candle closure above or below the range. My predictions with the DAX the last time, or I think it was 2 days back, and I was wrong, and even with the gold as well. It's difficult to predict. It's unpredictable. Although I knew that gold was going to come down at some point. So I think it was like 2 days back when I did the range, or yesterday, when I did the range trading. I was scared for any shorts to take any shorts with this strategy because I knew we were on a support. But again, I will analyze everything this afternoon before market open. This looks promising. This looks very promising for a possible long here. So we can take the long, if it gives us a long, into the buy position. We can have TP at a certain point, which I will maybe set to around here. And then if it takes TP, I will see if it maybe comes back down and retest the zone in order for us to take another long like it did yesterday. Only difference is yesterday was short, so it came back, it went down, we entered around here, got TP here, came back up, retested the zone and then got rejected initially here, and then that would have been actually a very good, nice trade to be in. So hopefully we get that same action today with a long. The other thing that the DAX tends to do is sometimes it breaks out, you enter your long or your short or whatever, and this thing just keeps going and going and going and going. So you can decide if you're happy with your 1-to-2 ratio trade, you can take your TP, or if you want to write it out, like let's say, for example, we decided to do that yesterday. We would have entered the short here. My stop loss, I believe it wouldn't have been triggered, and then we just waited out until, let's say, before market closure or after New York session. Sorry, I sneezed again. Okay, so we are going to wait for... I do hope this candle doesn't go and pull all the way out of the range, because the stage we need to wait for this candle to close, but I believe it might go to a high point. But let's keep an eye on it and wait. If this candle goes far beyond our place of entry, we will wait for a retracement, possible test, retest of the zone, and then we will enter the trade. I think my predictions with this long is going to be correct. So hopefully, this is not too far for me to enter. I mean, we still have 4 more minutes to go for this candle to close, and it's a long time. So I think this is going to pull up, and then, yeah, we will see. If we get the trade, it would have been a valid place for an entry without waiting for candle close confirmation, but that is a risk. You can do it, but the chances of you being taken out by the market on your stop loss it gets higher. I have done that before, exactly that. I've seen that I think we're going to have a reversal towards the upside or downside, and on this candle I did enter without it closing above the range, and sometimes it worked, sometimes it triggered me, and on that same candle it came back, got rejected, and hit my stop loss. So that is a chance you can take if you're willing to take the chance. And there's nothing wrong with it. It's just your risk is higher then. So the safest way to then approach this scenario, it's going to close way above the zone, and we are going to need to wait for a possible retest of the zone and then enter the trade. If we do not enter the trade today, that's also fine, but again, you tend to have FOMO. You see everything is moving in the direction you anticipated, and you predicted it to go up now. Exactly the scenario we're going through now. I did predict for this thing to go up towards the upside, and it is frustrating and difficult, for me not to have entered that trade before this candle confirmation. But again, we are going to play it a little bit safe. We are going to wait for a retest and then enter the buy. I know the DAX is on a support. It is definitely on support. Even on the higher time frames, you can see it is a clear support. They're exactly where the zone is. These two yellow lines. That it came from above that side, and it came. I think we had one range over here, and that acted as a support. It got rejected over here and broke through that zone. Sorry guys, my voice today. Okay, so candle did close. It is very high. I'm not going to enter a buy here. I'll wait for it to come and retest. So what I can do is I can enter a buy limit here, over there, for example, and in the hopes that it comes back, retest, takes my buy, and then it goes towards our favor. Let me see. Is it something I am going to... Okay, I think I'm going to do that. I entered the buy limit there. Why I did it there is because this is it's going to act as a tiny support. And then I'm going to modify this trade so that my stop loss, I can get my stop loss out of, there's my stop loss, and I will drag that now to this point. Let's say 10 Rand. Okay, so we're going to leave that there. I won't be able to record the whole. I'm going to take my TP above. Okay, I don't know if there's a faster way to do that. I've never figured it out. So actually that's not a bad place. So it is a 1 to 2.5 risk versus reward ratio. What we want to see now is for this to come back, retest the zone, take the trade, and then go and then we're on the continuation towards the upside. So I'm going to leave this like it is now. We're going to have, I'll give you feedback. For you it's going to be in a little while. For me, I'll write this out this afternoon. I will have answers. So we will either be in the trade, stop loss or TP, or we would miss this trade if it doesn't come back and retest the zone and only continues to the upside. It is what it is. I mean, I believe it's going to come back. There is a fair value gap formed here now, so it needs to come back and retest this zone at least and get the imbalance right, because that is a fair value gap, is an imbalance in the market. So hopefully it comes back and we're on the continuation. So that is the trade today. I am going to take it. I didn't take it on entry or on that candle breakthrough. It's just a bit too far. So I did put in a buy limit now. And that's also good. That's also fine. I am within the rules of the strategy. If it's a bit of a risk, I mean, it can trigger us and come to the low side here and take us out, I'm willing to move my stop loss to, let's say, 12 Rand. Let's say 14 Rand 50, more or less. Why I'm doing that is just for this. I'm just scared of this lows here. I'm scared it will maybe come back down, trigger my buy, and then have a sweep, and then it goes up. But this is a good trade. It would have been if I risked it today. Risk it for the biscuit. It's unfortunate that we aren't in that trade, but I knew it's going to happen, so we will do it on the fallback maneuver, and that is to wait for the retracement. It's still within the rules of the strategy. The only thing is I'm not going to be here to sit and watch if I get a rejection candle, etc, etc, etc. But it is going to trigger, hopefully, and then it's a chance. It's a risk I'm willing to take, and we'll see how it plays out. Okay, guys, I think this video is already 45 minutes now, so I think we're going to call it here, just for the morning session, and then we will continue with the game this afternoon, and then also with hopefully more trading opportunities. We had a beautiful trade on the DAX yesterday. Today, unfortunately, we didn't enter, or we didn't get to enter the trade. It is a beautiful trade, but I think because we had a beautiful trade yesterday, let's hope for beautiful trades on USDT and gold today. Yeah, we didn't have any trades on them yesterday, but let's see. Maybe it cancels each other out today. Okay, guys, I will see you in a short while. All right. Hello, guys. Okay, and so welcome back. I know it was a short time for you. For me, it was a couple of hours. I got my hair cut and did a bunch of stuff during this waiting session. Alright, so we are in the markets. It is 3 o'clock my time, so it means I am going to look for a specific entry. It is just experimental again, so this is just for me to play around a bit. We're waiting for this candle to close, but nevertheless I will show you the charts now. So we were in the DAX this morning, so we didn't take the trade. Let me go over to that display just to show you. Okay, so the gold is currently, I'll get back to this now, just to show you the possible DAX entry this morning. So we waited for this candle to close. It went a lot higher than I hoped for. It never came back to retest the zone, so unfortunately this buy limit I entered here didn't got triggered. So was there any improvements I could have done on this specific trade? Yes, I did have a thought afterwards, and although I anticipated for this to go up, I hesitated and waited for this candle to close, etc., because that's regarding the rules of this strategy. But what I could have done, and unfortunately I'm realizing that now, I could have dropped down to the 1 minute chart And then I would have seen that this candle closed above the opening range, and then I would have taken this trade exactly where my buy limit is. We would have gotten TP almost if I lowered the TP a bit, but still, this still is a valid trade, and you still would be in the trade. But it is what it is. So, unfortunately, we haven't gotten that trade. So I'm going to cancel this buy limit. So we will wait for it on Monday, and then we will continue with the DAX. Again, this strategy is really legit, if I can describe it like that. It's not overcomplicating the markets, and yes, you can go and you can overcomplicate this. The whole trading venture, you can overcomplicate it so easily, because on social media you see this indicator and this strategy, and this guy is saying this and this one is saying that, and so it is very easy to overcomplicate it. What I did realize is that a lot of them tend to come back, and the videos that I've seen and the reviews and all that stuff, a lot of them tend to come back to the basics. And this is part of the basics. It's a simple strategy. It's a simple opening range breakout strategy, what we are following. And again, we have been profitable. We have had profitable trades. If I didn't interfere with the trades, and that is on me personally, I would have had more profitable trades this week than I have had losses. I have had, I think, 1 or 2 losses this week, and the rest would have been TP, most definitely. The only reason I didn't got TP is I moved my break even too soon. But yeah, we live and we learn. So that is the story behind this strategy in a nutshell so far. The EA, it did very good yesterday. Today it's struggling again. But again, that's just, we are testing that and see where we can make improvements, and we will be testing other EAs as well on this channel. Okay, but anyway, so I just want to move this quickly over here so that I can see my time. I know I have 4 screens and I can see my time everywhere. I tend to look to my right for the time. Okay, so it is currently 6 minutes past 3 my time. I am going to again experiment with this specific candle. If it's going to work, great. If not, we'll leave that trade and we'll wait for market open. What happened on US 30 yesterday, the opening range was so big, it didn't have a breakthrough or breakout, so there was no trade here. And I believe I did say it yesterday, the only possible trade you could have taken is within the range. Actually, when it came down, tested this zone, got rejected with that candle. You can see clearly that candle is a rejection candle, and then you could have entered a buy for the possible other side touch. So, but I knew the moment I saw that opening range is so big, I knew the possibility for us to get a valid trade is going to be slim. But hopefully today is another day. Okay, so we are waiting for that to... today is another day, but hopefully we get a trade today. Okay, we are going to wait for that to do its thing, and I'm going to wait for this to do its thing to analyze the bigger time frames on the gold. I did expect this bearish movement. I hoped for a bigger pullback towards the upside to close above this or these lows and this high. So this is making me a bit, not uncomfortable, but it's making me a bit concerned regarding a possible upward trend. On the daily we are still bearish, the 4 hours bearish, 1 hour is bearish, basically all of it is bearish. I believe we are going to come back and test the 4,000 now then. Will it be rejected? I do not know. If it breaks through to the downside, I think we're going to see a downward trend. But it is this 1, 2, 3, 4, possible 5th time we are going to test 4,000. If it's going to reject here now, again, but this is going to be within the next couple of trading days, and then we can look for a possible reversal and the trend might become bullish. So, but anyway, that is difficult to say, because with the politics and the geopolitical tension and all that stuff, you can make calculations as far as you can, but if the politics interfere, the markets tend to react, and yeah, you can see structures change and all that stuff. But I do not. That is one thing for me when it comes to trading. I know I have to take into account big announcements and all that stuff, and news announcements, etc. But I really do try and limit my exposure to any social media news and all that stuff. When it's big announcements like a new president or stuff like that, yeah, then I won't be expecting the markets to react the way that it should. But what I have realized is that even though we get news now, the movement already happened in the markets. So you think you're just waiting for good news, and you think that the movement is coming, etc. And actually, most of the times you've missed it already. The market's already moved before we even know what's going on. The market's already moved, and do not ask me why and how that works, but it is what it is, and it's something that I did see in the markets in this last couple of months. I am trading. I did start trading with a trading journey, and I did start learning about trading in abnormal market conditions. So, which is also great for experience, but it tends to make it a bit difficult, more difficult than it already is or was. But anyway, what I wanted to say is that the market, it has a structure, and it repeats that structure. It's because of overcomplicating the markets that you tend to, and ask me, I know I am keen and a pro on overcomplicating stuff, but what I did see is that if I overcomplicate it, it is cruel, to say the least, to me. But if I just follow market structure and what happens in the charts now, and the historical data, then I am more comfortable, I'm more calm. But again, that will differ from person to person. Okay, but anyway, I am babbling now. We need to continue with the game. I have 2 more minutes on this experimental candle. And again, this is just for me to experiment. What I'm going to do, if we have the opening range on the gold on the 15 minutes, I might drop down to the 5 minutes just to see if we can maybe identify a earlier trade or earlier entry. We have had a trade on the DAX and on US30. I believe we still yet to have a trade on the gold this week. Yes, we have had one. We got knocked out, and that was in the beginning, but anyway. Okay, so what I might do is I might drop down to the 5 minutes just to see if I can maybe identify a earlier entry, and same with US30. I'm going to see. This is a bit laggy. Now it's better. Let me just see where we are now. Sorry guys, I am looking for yesterday's open over here. It should be here. Okay. So this was yesterday's open. That 1 5-minute candle. Again, if I came down to the 1 minute, I would have identified. I can't because it never left the zone. Sorry, I'm just thinking out loud here. It wouldn't have left the zone. But anyway, I might just drop down to the 5 minutes to get a possible earlier entry on both the US30 and the gold. If I get that clean 5-minute candle, it would be nice. But yeah, we are going to see. Okay, this candle is now done. Again, this is just experimenting. This is just experimenting zone, experimental zone for me. We are going to see what this is going to do. Okay, I haven't had a trade on that experimental zone yet, but hopefully I'm not looking for a trade a day on that. It is, like I said, it's something I've seen. I'm just actually looking out if it repeats itself. But let's hope that we do better than the EA today. Okay, so back to the game. Where were we? I know we died a lot, or died again. That is something that's going to happen a lot with RLCraft, is that the deaths is going to be quite a lot. Okay. I know we got diamonds. That was a big find. We got that from the new village. I'm going to drink some water, and now I have parasites. Is there a Healy somewhere? I really do need a Healy. Just for in case. Okay, but in the meantime, we need gold ingots. We still need... there's a Healy. We still need... you're a bit high. We still need gold ingots, and we still need experience and armor, because I am healing now, to to enhance our character. Okay, thank you. And we are looking for the diamonds and the iron, the golden ingots to make the soul gazer. And why we need a soul gazer is that we want to catch a rock and build knowledge points on the rock so that we can tame it, and then we can build a aviation saddle or avian saddle so that we can fly around. That all sounds quite like the task, and it is going to take a while, but that is why I am planning for a grinding session. Okay, I just want to quickly show you. We are moving berries on the gold. Okay, I don't want to form a bias. I do not want to form a bias. Like I said, I knew that we are going to come down. I was just hoping for a bigger push to the upside. It did hit on the 4 hour. It did hit this fair value gap. Where was it? Over here, yeah. There's another one over there, but we'll see what it's going to do. Like I said this morning, Fridays tend to be very difficult. I don't know why. I struggle with Fridays. Sometimes, especially in the beginning when I started trading, or with the trading venture, and got to educate myself with the markets as far as I can, everything. So what happened is, during the week I had a couple of good trades, and then I was actually in a small profit, just for Friday to come and wipe out all of my profits. And that was something that happened quite a lot, and I never got to a point where I can say, okay, that is something I got better at. It's still a very big possibility with me, so that is one aspect where I'm hoping to improve while I am on this journey with you guys. Again, it sounds like I've been in the markets so long, etc., but it's not. If you are trading for a couple of months, you actually still know nothing, and that is me. That is definitely me when it comes to trading. Okay, I have to stop stalling. I actually wanted to know if I can get leather somewhere so that I can make a canteen. I'm going to take some of my filter paper. I do have 2 leather, so I can make that with at the other village. I don't want to die, honestly. Okay, so it's golden ingots. We need golden ingots, and we then can make this soul gazer. Again, I'm just mumbling now. I am going to sleep this night away. If you think RLCraft is difficult during the day, at night it is 100 times worse. So, we are going to sleep, and then we are going to venture out to that new village I found, and hopefully we can find some other materials that we need. I got the diamonds there, and I returned immediately to keep them safe, and we have 2. After we made the soul gazer and we tamed the rock, we need to make a soul stone, this one. And that is that's 4 diamonds, 4 ender pearls, and the soul gazer. Then I can bind my mount to my character so that it doesn't despawn permanently when he dies. So if I have the soul stone and I use it on my mount, I then can just respawn my mount if it or me dies. Okay, so back to that new village. I am not so... which one is it? I think it's this one. Oh, I just realized I forgot this was near a snowy biome. But hopefully it doesn't affect me too much. Okay, so we're still on that experimental time frame. I am keeping my eye out, or I'm keeping my eye on it to see what it does. Here is actually cows. I can get leather. Sorry, Mimus. I just need you to stand still so that I can get enough leather to make a canteen. This guy is stuck here. Let's use the bed. It's you. You are a cartographer. Okay. Maybe I should keep you there. Okay, no idea what an ocean fish is doing here. And this... I don't know. So you'll see RLCraft does spawn weird, sometimes weird structures. It's... Sorry, I thought I heard something. I did. What's... I can... Something is here. I think it's underneath me. So RLCraft does spawn... It meshes... I think that's the best I can describe it. It mesh together some of the buildings, and then you get weird structures. I don't know if that's a common thing, but no. Why? Oh, okay, there is wool. Yeah, no, I forgot what I wanted to say. I don't know if it's a common thing. There's a cow. I just want enough leather to make a canteen. Luckily, you give me leather as well. But what I've seen with RLCraft is that it, most of the time, it is the case that the structures is a bit weird. I'm going to take what I can. Okay, so the markets is still that's nothing happening really like concrete that I can tell you. Only that I am keeping my eye on it. Okay, so there's not really much here. I got the canteen now. Let's get some water, purify the water, and then we are sorted. Okay. So there's no building that I have seen that might have there's actually leather, that might have the golden ingots we are looking for. Maybe that one here. Now it's worth checking out. No chests. Nothing. It's over here. Nothing. Okay. It's not a bad house to live, actually. Okay, so I left my wool clothes at my home. So we won't be going to the ice, but there is this village. It has the most, I mean, there is blaze powder and there's a golden ingot. I can melt down that golden axe. It will give me, this is so interesting. It's the same village I found diamonds in a chest at a blacksmith. Okay, there is grapes as well. I've come to realize there's a librarian. The fling 2. Can I? Another one. These guys are very noisy. No, right. I'm not going to struggle too much. Okay, so gold is pushing up a bit. Okay, and now we are on the start of our opening range on the gold and on US 30. I am just, that's another dragon, holy. Okay guys, this is not ideal. At least I can get some iron. Let me just get in here. And this is actually a quite decent iron. What do you call it? Stack? Or I know there's a certain word. I knew it. I knew it. Now I can't jump. It gives me weight. Every time it hits me, it gives me weight so I can't jump. Please, please, please don't kill me. Oh, thanks. Oh, thank you, tree. Okay, I can run away. Run! Shit. I'm going to take my iron before you come back. Yes. Okay. I can feel it. I can feel it. Like it's right. In my neck. Run. That's right. I am entertaining myself currently. And that also was from a movie. I do not know if everybody knows that movie. Let's go home. Yeah, let's go home. I can melt or smelt my iron. Hopefully get a full iron armor. I need to find the waystone now. Where is you? Yeah, I think it's over that side. No. Yeah, I think it's there. Yeah. Okay, that was a close call. I almost died there. And now I want to fall to my death. Don't ask me why. It's just... I can take a nap. Heal. We'll check the markets quickly. And nothing concrete yet. I will keep you guys posted. We need ingots. Golden ingots. We need golden ingots, golden ingots. The only way I can see how we are going to find that is by exploring. And I am not sure if I am ready for more exploring. I don't have any or enough skills or XP to level up any skills. Gathering, I need to upgrade my gathering as well because I can't use a iron axe now. So we are going to take this iron and make a chest plate. One more for boots. And then we are set. Going to let that cook. Okay, so we are finally on a full set of armor again. Iron armor. The next thing, I'm going to take my iron sword with me because we are almost at a point where I will be able to use it. I'm going to take these three and make an iron pickaxe because that I can use. And why is that my durability, it's a bit low. I'm going to run out of that quite fast. Okay, guys, we are ready to embark on another journey. Let me quickly just show you the market. So we had this push now from this zone that I drew, and there's no concrete evidence that I should have taken it long. The only thing it might have been is the fact that this is a support. But this again, this is also, so it could have broken through, hit the support, and yeah. But that's the only thing. There's nothing else that tells me along. So we are going to wait for this candle to finish, and then hopefully we get that will be in 7 minutes. We are going to wait guys, I just want to quickly check here. This is a big range again, and it's not even breaking out. So there is the start of the 5 minute, and that is the range. It is very big. I don't know if this is so effective on the US 30. I mean, we did have 1 or 2 trades that was actually decent, but looking the other times it was really not the best. So I'm just at the 1 minute now to see if we can't find a possible earlier entry, but we'll still keep an eye out for that. The gold has 6 more minutes to go, so I'm going to pause this recording quickly just to save enough time that we can do some gaming still and hopefully have a trade. I will bring you guys back if there is a trade on the USDT. Okay guys, we are now past that 15 minutes, so there is something happening. Not much, it's actually moving sideways, but it's getting a lot more jumpy. So we'll still check and see. There's still no valid entry based on the strategy and the rules. There is no valid entry, which is a bit frustrating. We've missed not really missed, we didn't take the chance on the DAX this morning. That was a perfect trade again. So I really am hoping that we get at least 1, hopefully 2 trades on the gold and USDT. So let's hope. I'm going to continue with gameplay. I am keeping my eye on the markets, and if there's something happening, I'll bring you guys back. We'll just go back to the markets. For now, let's continue with the game. Sorry, it is very jumpy. The overall trend for USDT, if I am looking at the 4-hour chart, we'll go back now, it is bearish. We have hit a support, but it's definitely, it had a change of structure here, or a change of character. Again guys, sorry, I'm just mumbling now out loud for me. So let's see if this candle closes above the zone. It is, the zone is so big, and you see this is now, so I have FOMO because I really do want to trade, and even though that candle, if it closes above there, it is still, the range is so big. The correct thing for me to do will be to wait for a possible retest. But because we went through what we went through this morning on the DAX, that candle was closed. Let me, oh guys, I'm going to take it. Let's take it. Let's take the chance. This is now FOMO kicking in. Same with the gold. So I have dropped down to the 1 minute to see if we can maybe get a earlier entry. So there's still 2 more minutes left for the 5 minute candle. So it can turn against me now. And I mean, that is what it is. It's going to take me out possibly then, because of the long-term trend that is downwards or bearish. The 15 minutes, I might drop down to the 5 minutes to spot a possible earlier entry. Again, these are it's 2 risky moves I am taking, but I am willing to take the chance. As you can see, that is exactly what I was scared of, and this is the definition of don't let FOMO control your reactions. So again, if we take this loss, it is what it is. You can see the concerns, and yeah, you can see basically the concerns I have or I had, and it's purely because there was a form of FOMO playing a role. So this one still has 10 more minutes for the 15 minute to have a valid breakout. With a 5 minute on US30, I went down to the 1 minute, and I doubt that this is going to move in our favor. Even though that candle closed above, and this is the 1 minute, even though they did close above the range, it is a chance I've taken, and it's a riskier chance. But because of this specific scenario, it happened to us during the DAX session. I missed that trade, and that was now something that was in my mind. So I had the fear that it's going to happen with the USDT as well. And again, that's the FOMO kicking in, and it is. I don't want to be in a trade and then I get myself that I am hoping it will move into my direction or in the correct direction. I want to be in a trade and I want to be confident that it will, or the possibility or the probability that it will move into my favor is big. I knew this is a very big risk because the higher time frames is bearish. I knew that even though I should wait for this candle to close above, I didn't execute that because I had the FOMO and the fear of losing out on a trade because of what happened with the DAX this morning. So this is exactly the psychological aspects that is playing a role in your trading and when you are executing trades. So unfortunately for me, my fears came true, or is about to come true. I mean, there's still a chance it can bounce here and turn into my favor, but that is then just luck, and I don't want to trade on based on luck. I want to trade based on statistics and data and the probability, that higher probabilities, to increase the probability for a profitable trade. And to get your probabilities high, you need to have a strategy and follow the set rules. And then if you follow the set rules, you can still do analyze the markets and the charts, and based on that you still can make a informed decision. So I knew this was a risk. I knew it was a big risk, and I am willing to take that risk so that we can experience exactly this, what we are experiencing now, so that you guys can see it and know what to look for and what to watch out for when you trade and when you use a specific strategy. It is especially when you get to a place where you are more informed about the structures and the bearish move and the higher time frames, etc. You tend to again overcomplicate it. And once I have overcomplicated this now, I mean, don't misunderstand me, we still need to take into account the higher time frames, etc. But once I did that and I had FOMO, but I knew that the probability for this to come down is big, yet I still have to taken or enter the trade because of the FOMO factor. Even this candle now, so this looks promising, but it still has 5 more minutes to close. And yeah, I can go down to the 5 minute time frame, but that is, it's $14. It's big. It's very big. And when a range is as big as these two, especially the US 30, it is safer to wait for the breakout, come back for the retest, and then enter the trade on the continuation. I mean, here's an example. If I had taken that trade now, and yeah, it might go up still, but already I would have been in a loss, because I'm not following the set rules based on the strategy and the time frame I chose. If I am choosing to do the time frame, the 5 minute time frame, I should stick to the 5 minute time frame. But again, the lower time frames is just there to help you with a possible earlier entry, like this morning with the DAX. And this can still bounce and it can go up. But like I said, I don't want to be in a trade and hope. I don't want to hope now, okay, now it goes in my direction. I want to be in a trade. I want to be confident that the probability is good, that it will move into my favor. That is what I want. And yesterday we had that beautiful trade on the DAX, and that was the feelings that I experienced, and the feelings that you will experience when you have a trade like that. You will be able to experience that feelings, and when you get a trade like this, you experience these feelings and you know which one is the correct one and which one is not. So we need to be consistent. We need to get consistent. And that is the biggest factor of trading, is you need to be consistent. If I can be a consistent trader and my profit for a week or whatever the case might be, or my trades is 50%, 50% of my trades are profitable, and then that is consistent the whole week, every week, and you do little adjustments to increase that percentage, and thus then you are a very, very, very successful trader then. So now, again, with the gold now there, now I'm thinking I should have taken it. I should have entered this trade here with the 5 minutes. And again, it's still a risk. It will be a risk. It will be much more riskier for me to do it than to follow this strategy. But now if this candle goes up too far, I need to wait for a retest. And because I went through what I went through now with the US 30, I hesitated with this entry. So you see the psychological aspects. It's there the whole time. And that is why emotions play such a big role with trading. You need to control your emotions. So I had to look at a neutral, out of a neutral point with this trade. I had to look at a neutral point of view with this trade. Am I willing to risk it on the US 30? Yes. So I did it. Am I willing to risk the same on the gold? Yes, that was my initial answer. But because this happened, I hesitated on this trade. And also that is why it's dangerous to trade more like multiple symbols. But because what I'm experiencing this side, I hesitate on this side. And so it's best actually in the beginning to stick with one symbol. You can have multiple symbols per day on different time frames, but like I'm doing the US 30 and the gold on the same time, that can become quite dangerous. But unfortunately, this is now an entry we didn't take, and I need to wait for a retest. I need to wait for the gold to retest this zone, and then I can enter, hopefully for the continuation to the upside. I knew this was a support. I knew it. Even though the gold is also bearish, and I do a lot of my analytics and everything was on the gold this couple of months. So I am more comfortable saying or trying to predict what it's going to do than I am with US 30. The more that you trade on a symbol or a market, the more you will get to know it. The more you trade, the more you will know the basics, 101. But anyway, I knew that the gold was in a support. I know that there is a fair value gap on the higher time frames. It needs to go in imbalance. You need to go and fix. I can't say the same with US 30. I know it's bearish. That is one thing I know. But other than that, it might come and test this resistance over here. So hopefully because of that, this can still become a profitable trade. That's why I will move my TP to set point. And it's basically a 1-to-1 ratio. It's like a 2 rand difference. So it's basically a 1-to-1 ratio. But again, now I'm sitting here and I'm hoping it's going to go in my favor. I don't want that. I want to be confident. This was a good entry. Let's see if it retests, because I've been mumbling now a lot about the markets and we haven't gotten to the gameplay. We are in a trade on USDT. I will keep you guys posted. And we are hoping for a retracement on the gold so that we can enter a position for the upside. But other than that, it is what it is. So now we can go back to gaming. But yeah, I am just, when we are trading like this, I am just narrating my experience, what I see, what can be a problem, what might be a problem, what is a potential, all that stuff. It is, I mean, each to their own. Everybody looks at a certain... That's actually a waste, another waste, and I can mine that later. Everybody looks... Is this the same place? Yeah, everybody looks at a chart or at the markets in a different perspective. And I mean, I might see something that other people miss, or you might see something out of your point of view, your perspective, that I would miss. And ultimately that is why we think we help each other and we are improving and willing to improve on different aspects of our lives ultimately. So this is a bit unfortunate. But we need to go through these things in order to learn. I am now running around willy-nilly. We had to explore. But we will go through all of these simple emotions and everything, hopefully to become better traders and more profitable traders. Like, that's actually an emerald. The USDT is still in the zone, so it's not going to the opposite, it's not breaking through, it's literally in the middle. So hopefully, and again, I don't want to be here at the place where I hope, but I want to know. And it's difficult with the markets. You will never know everything, but you can increase the probability of said knowledge. But I want to know that this thing will maybe do the same as it has yesterday, and maybe give me the chance to exit this trade or turn it into my favor. Again, we are going through all of these emotions together, and I will explain as far as I can what these emotions is. I am hearing a dragon. Okay, so just to show you guys quickly, we are here retesting the zone on the gold. So I am inclined to go and take a long here now. What I actually need to do again is I need to wait for this candle to close. If it closes inside the zone, the probability for it to come and test this side is quite high. and then I can hopefully identify rejection here and take the long inside the zone from here. But if this is going to close, so now what I might do is I might drop down to the 5-minute time frame. And this is a support, and I will hopefully see a rejection candle here. Again, this is an interesting situation because I can just take the trade, not willy-nilly, but I can take that risk, the risk we just took on US30. So if your appetite is for a bit more risk, you can, when it broke out, you can enter a buy limit here with your stop loss in place, and you can ride it out. Exactly what we did on DAX this morning. Just unfortunately the DAX didn't come down and retest it like the gold is currently doing in order to trigger that buy limit. I was willing to risk that. I was willing to risk the US30 by dropping down to the 5-minute. Hopefully this thing breaks down through. If this candle closes above the range, great. Then I would actually have a valid long. And it turns into my favor, then that is, I'm grateful. And it's a win ultimately, because, and it's very, very, very lucky. This is a 50-50. It could have turned against me quite easily. But I am currently very grateful. So there we have candle closure above the range. And now we have a valid entry. So if this now turns against me, it is what it is. This is a retest. It is the higher time frame, given that this is almost a complete rejection candle. If that little body of the candle was green, it would have been the perfect rejection candle. So am I willing to risk this entry on the gold? Yes, I am. So that means I am going to take that entry now. And the ranges is quite hectic. I mean, it is very, very big. So if we take this knocks, it's going to hurt. But we have to risk sometimes. Calculated risks, a bit more risk. It's not the end of the day. It's not the worst. This is a resistance over here. It's a 1-to-1 ratio on both. Because I'm going to stay in these trades. I will give you guys feedback on both of them. It is two risky trades. There's no doubt about it. It is two trades that I am willing to risk more than what I initially would have been. But again, this is a learning phase. So we need to go through this in order to learn everything regarding these trades. And I will describe, like I said, I will describe the emotions as best as I can when we are going to risk a little bit more than we normally would. Like I said, I didn't wait for complete confirmation, but it's an entry. So if if USDT now turns against me and it comes, what I can do is if this candle closes within the range, I can actually just move my stop loss to the middle of just to minimize the loss, because it's now the third time it tested this resistance and it doesn't want to go through. Even though this is now a valid entry because this candle is closing for the upside, I mean, it is, according to the strategy, according to the strategy, it is a valid entry. So we need to check and see what is going to happen. My point of entry wasn't correct, but luckily for me, it became a valid entry. And the gold, it's purely, I am willing to take that risk. We haven't really got a rejection, except for this candle. It's a bit of a rejection, but not by much. The 500 did close above, so we did have this little breakthrough. It is coming back to retest this support here. So we will see. This is, then we can get a bit more technical, and this is a higher high than that. This is a higher low than that. This is a higher than, this is higher than that. So we will let this play out, guys. And unfortunately, this video is almost 2 hours already. So what I'm going to do is quickly go back to I wish we had more time. No. That's a dragon's nest. I wish we had a bit more time. I am trying to limit these videos to 2 hours, but I will give you guys an update if... Holy shit. Do I have my bed? Yes, I have. I will give you guys feedback on these two trades. What is this? I think I'm lost. Not now. Okay, maybe with a little bit of editing, I can... just get the video inside the 2 hour time frame. Okay, yeah. Okay guys, I am going home, and then unfortunately it is a longer video, so I might see where I can fast forward something or cut out something. I want to edit so little as possible with these videos. Again, it's for the whole transparency factor that I want on this channel, is for everything to be transparent and honest, not to just show all the nice TPs and all that stuff, to show everything. All the emotions, all the stop losses, all the TPs, everything I can. And hopefully we will be able to do that. So both trades is not looking so hot. And it's going to be a bummer if it's going to hit stop loss. But again, that is part of trading. And we are learning the lessons as we go. So, just to show you quickly, guys, we are not doing so great. The ranges is quite big. It is a Friday. Again, like I said in the beginning, for some reason, Fridays tend tends to kick my ass completely. And if that is a thing that is going to reoccur every time, I might allocate Fridays just for gameplay and not for trading. We need to be able to identify the benefits and what's the opposite of a benefit? Now my words are I'm getting confused now, but we need to be able to identify these characteristics, and so that we can improve on that and know, okay, for instance, a Friday is not a day I should trade. As simple as that. But only time will tell. For now, I'm going to call it. So it's going to be 2 hours, guys, more or less. Thank you so much for joining the session. Unfortunately, today was not a very hot day for trading so far. I will give you guys update if I catch the trades moving in our direction or in our favor. I am going to try and record it quickly and just add that piece to the video. If not, I mean, you guys know the probability that we are going to take a loss on these 2 trades are quite high. Best case scenario for me is to get to a point where I can maybe exit on break even, and I will do that if the chance gives itself to me. But until then, I'm going to write it out, the 2 trades, and then we'll see. Okay, anyway, guys, I will keep you posted, and so thank you so much for joining the session. It's a bit longer, not much happened, but again, it's every day it's a learning phase. So thank you so much. I do appreciate your support, and like and subscribe if you like this content, and then I will see you in the next one, which is going to be a grinding session of RLCraft for me, and I will do a bit of screen grinding in RLCraft and show what I can show you guys, and then I'll explain to you guys everything what happened. So for now, I am going to see you Monday, definitely Monday, on the next trading day. I hope you guys enjoy your weekend, and yeah, okay guys, thank you so much, appreciate it. See you guys on the next video. Bye bye. Hey guys, okay, so as you can see, this is the update. There's a lot of emotions involved by the way that I am seeing this trades play out. So what I'm going to do, my overall loss now is like 3 rand. I am going to close both trades. I am more confident in the gold for the long than I am in the US30 for the long, because the US30, I saw that the higher time frame is bearish. And even though it's the same on the gold, I do know the gold a bit better, so I am more confident in the short upside and then come down maybe, or the whole change of structure happening. But like while I'm talking, I'm losing more money. So I'm going to limit this loss to 4 rand, 3 rand, 4 rand. Only reason is this US30, I'm not comfortable with this, and it was a risk I have taken, and I'm not backing out of it. I'm just making a calculated exit. Okay, so I just wanted to give you guys an update. Okay, I'm going to exit 5 rand 70, and then we can knock it off or close the week with a round number. It's been, the emotions has been quite up and down with these two trades, and again, it's why I need to stick with the plan and the strategy, but to keep everything transparent as far as possible, this is why I'm doing it and showing it to you guys. And yeah, that is the biggest reason, to be honest. And again, so thank you guys. Now this is officially the end of the trading week for us. So thank you so much for joining. It's been interesting. This is my first time doing this, and it's been I am liking it. Honestly, it's weird to talk to myself, but I know there is people listening on the other side eventually. Okay, but anyway, thank you guys and enjoy your weekend, and then I'll see you Monday with the next trading week. Okay, enjoy your weekend. Bye bye.